It's Oktoberfest, so you know what that means. We're all pretending to be German for the day, or for at least a month. It's an excuse to drink beer and eat German food, and then realize, God, I love German food. This is amazing. So we made Jaeger Schnitzel, and we made some roasted potatoes and Brussel sprouts and some bacon, because bacon is awesome. And this incredible mushroom gravy. It's super simple, and if you want to celebrate Oktoberfest, you should probably stick around because you're going to see how to make this. The first step is to pound our pork profusely. We're going to put a little plastic wrap on our pork and then pound it into the perfect size. That's a lot of peas I'm saying here for some reason. I don't know why, but you're going to get a good schnitzel out of it if you keep doing that. Since schnitzel is breaded, we need a breading station. That means flour, egg, and breadcrumbs. The flour is seasoned with a little bit of salt, pepper, onion, and garlic. The eggs have a little bit of salt and pepper in them, and the breadcrumbs are a mix of panko and plain. Traditionally, you just use a plain breadcrumb, but I like panko. It's got a little extra texture to it, so that's what I used. So just make sure you get them all fully coated. Then they'll go on a plate, and you're going to stick them in the fridge for at least 20 minutes to help firm up the coating so it doesn't just come off the second it hits the oil. Now moving on to the veggies and potatoes part of this, we're going to take some Brussels sprouts, we're going to cut the end off, and we're going to just slice them in half. We'll probably lose the outside leaf because it's attached to the stem on that. That is okay. There's still plenty of Brussels sprouts. Just go through your whole stack here until you have them all cut in half in the whole thing. We're going to do the same thing with our potatoes here. Basically just cut them in half and get them going. I'm using a bag of mixed medley potatoes, so you get reds and golds and purples and stuff. But just cut them down. The bigger ones you might have to cut into quarters. But yeah, just basically do that until you have all your potatoes done. When the potatoes and the Brussels sprouts are all chopped up, just put them in a large bowl. We're going to have to dress these and mix them, so you want a bowl that you can work with and it's big enough. To our veggies and their potatoes, we're going to add 2 apples. These aren't really for eating, so I'm just leaving the skin on. It doesn't matter. The skin actually helps hold it together a little bit. But yeah, you just basically just want to slice it off like that, slice them in half. So they're about the same size as the potatoes, roughly. More or less, and some of these we'll chop into thirds, some in half, that kind of stuff. Just get them all roughly equal size, and then put them in with the veggies. To all of that, we're going to add an onion. This is largely for flavor again, so just peel off the outer bits, slice it like that. We're just doing some chunks. We probably won't be actually eating this. It just kind of flavors everything as it cooks. So the size really doesn't matter being too small. Now, bacon. This is not terribly traditional, but bacon makes everything better. So I got a couple of pieces of some nice thick bacon here. And I'm just adding this to our vegetable and potato medley. For the dressing, we have a 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar, 3 tablespoons of brown mustard, and 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. This is going to get all whisked together. We got a little bit of salt going in there as well, about a teaspoon of that, and a teaspoon of pepper. Now just whisk it all together to make a beautiful thing. If you don't like mustard, and I'm not a huge fan of mustard, just cut back a tablespoon if you want. Now pour that all over your veggie, potato, apple, bacon, onion mix. And then we are going to toss this to combine it really, really well. There's a plan for the stuff that's left in the bowl, so don't worry about that at the moment. Just find some sort of a scooping tool to get under this and toss it really well. You want this well coated, otherwise you're going to get blank spots that aren't going to have the wonderful flavor all over it. Nobody wants that. All right, so remember I told you don't worry about the stuff that's still in the bowl. Add a scoop or two back, swirl it around, pick up the last little remaining dressing in there, and then add it back. See, we didn't waste anything. So we're going to just arrange that onto a baking sheet. I have this with some foil on it so that it cleanup's easy. Plus acid and aluminum don't tend to mix, so it will protect my pan from getting any kind of weird stains on it. Just make an even layer on this, spread it out to all the corners and everything. And that's pretty much it. It's going to go in the oven at 425 for 45 to 50 minutes. And we're going to toss it halfway through after about 20-25 minutes, something like that. And that's pretty much it. Now here we go. And can't show you that on YouTube. Those are some naughty potatoes. I can't believe it. Wait. Okay, behave yourselves in there. I don't even. Oh boy, the things you see sometimes. Anyway, so there's your potatoes. And your Brussels sprouts and your onions and your bacon and all that. It's all cooked up and looks awesome. Just have this set to the side real quick. If you time this right, this should be coming out of the oven while your schnitzel's done and your gravy's done and all that. Speaking of gravy, let's get going. We're going to start with 2 more slices of bacon because bacon makes everything great. Cut it really well, not like I did here, and it makes it much easier. Now you're just going to toss this around until this gets crispy. It's going to release all its wonderful juiciness and spit on your lens. This is going to be fun. See, I didn't notice it had done that, so the blur is going to be there. Just bear with me. I'll find it in a minute. We're going to add some onion to this. This is about 1.5 cups of onion. It should really be diced up much finer than this, but I didn't do that. So now you know, and you don't do the same thing. We got 3 cloves of garlic, just went in minced, and about 1 pound of mushrooms going in. These are baby portobellos going in. Just toss this around and coat it really nicely. And this is about the point I go, hey, wait a minute. I think there's something wrong with the lens. What do you know? Nope, that didn't get it. Let's find the towel. Here you go. Wipe it off. Oh, much better. Hey, what do you know? Okay, so back to what we were doing. There's the tour of the kitchen. And back to our gravy. Now you can see our mushrooms, our onion, our bacon, everything in here is looking nice and wonderful. Cook this down until the mushrooms start releasing their juices. And that's friggin' delicious and wonderful. You're going to just, oh man. Can you taste it already? Because I can. This is going to be good. This is a true hunter gravy here. Now we're going to add a little bit of thyme to that. While that's going, we're going to drop our schnitzels into some hot oil. This oil is way too friggin' hot because I'm easily distracted and kind of a moron. So basically, I burn the first one. I figure it's like pancakes, always make an extra one because you're going to screw the first one up. Unfortunately, this is pork, and pork is delicious. So, yeah, I just kept cooking it till I burned it. Don't do that. Now, back to the gravy. We have our butter, we have our flour, we're making a roux. Now it's equal parts butter and flour. There's a little bit of fat and everything coming off of the veggies, so you put a little extra flour in there, just mix it all together as best you can. Now we're going to add a tablespoon of balsamic vinegar into this, and to that we add 2 cups of our beef broth. Now, you want to have an equal amount, same number. So if you have 2 tablespoons of butter and flour, you have 2 cups of liquid. That's pretty much the way a roux works. Keep that number in mind. No matter how much you're making, just kind of adjust it that way. So 3, 3, and 3, or 2, 2, and 2, that sort of thing. Just stir this around and taste it a little bit to see what you got to adjust, because I haven't put any salt in it yet to see where the flavor is. It needs salt. Give it one last stir, and our gravy is done, and so's our dinner. As you can see, everything is together. So all we got to do now is plate it. So we're going to grab one of these here real quick. I'm going to go with this guy because it's pretty. Ignore that one. The oil was a little hot. It's tough being the only cameraman and everything else here. Oil got a little hot on me, so ignore that. All right, you saw how these veggies and stuff are made. Potatoes, the Brussels sprouts, the apple, the bacon. So amazing. So incredible. This is so good. I'm gonna leave it with that. That looks like a pretty good amount. There you go. Brussels sprouts. I've already tasted that. It's, oh, so good. Nailed it again. But, you know, in honor of Oktoberfest, we have to ladle on the gravy on our Jaeger Schnitzel here. Oh yeah. It's a mushroom hunter gravy here. So, how about that sucker right there? So to my German friends, I say, I don't know. I don't speak German. So, hadn't thought that one through. But there you go. That is that. I'm going to grab a knife because I want to know what it tastes like. I'm going for a bite. I'm going for a nibble. There we go. Tearing off this piece on this side so you can't see what I'm doing. That makes a lot of sense, but it's hard for me to reach all the way over there. We're not one of those professional cooking show things. You get what you get here. All right, so we will just add some gravy to this. Look at how amazing that looks. It's beautiful. Talk amongst yourselves for a minute. There you go. That is Oktoberfest on a plate. Perfect. The veggies are amazing. The pork schnitzel is amazing. That gravy, oh man. That gravy is, I said it. I said the word. I never want to say that word. Wow, that is amazing. So, there you go. That is your Jaeger Schnitzel in honor of Oktoberfest. To our German friends, I say, Auf Wiedersehen, because we're out of here. We're done. That's it. And finito. All right, see you on the next one. Thanks for watching.
Wenn ich auf hohen Bergen stehe, wird mir ums Herz so wohl. Ich schau ins tiefe Tal.